here to chat to you guys about writing. This is something I'll do in between all my animation and covers. Let me know what you think of this episode and what topic you might want me to cover next. Also, my poor furry ears. You know how cold it's been where I live? I decided to update my character's look because we don't want her to freeze as well. This is just some random stuff that I pulled out my wardrobe, so maybe you can give some suggestions about what I should draw her in next. So, what's the first stage of writing a book? The ideas phase. This is something that people struggle a lot with for one or two reasons. Either they have a big old dam blocking their river of inspiration, or that river of inspiration is about ready to flood the town of sanity. So here are my tips for coming up with ideas. Now, as a writer, I have tried many different ways, from the not so effective write stuff down and see where it goes, to the much more effective writing a basic plot and premise idea. For the write stuff down and see where it goes, I'm glad to say it does do something for the writing process. Consider it the biggest info dump of the entire process. You literally write everything down, no matter how stupid, out of place, or confusing it sounds. Characters will be dull and mostly one-dimensional. Plots and any subsequent subplots won't make any sense. And the first 3 chapters will be a huge dung pile of randomness which slowly blossoms into some form of coherent storyline. Not the most effective, but certainly the fastest way to get a first draft done. It took me literally a week to write my first draft. Of course, one major downside to this is that you will most likely spend a good year editing it, if you're a beginning writer. It took me precisely that long to create the second draft, alongside the help of my best friend who continuously edited it. Moving on. If you go a little higher on the effectiveness scale, there's mind maps, which only really work for some people. I personally don't use them for writing, but here's how they work, in case you don't know. A mind map is a visual representation of your thoughts. You write, or even on occasion draw your ideas, till they sort of transform into something which you can proceed to write into your outline, if you're someone who writes one. Now we're moving on to tips that I actually get from a lot of people. This is, have sort of a notes document open on your laptop or a Word document and write down several things, including details about the date, title, stuff like that. Here's an example of an idea I had last year, still sitting on my laptop, and this is what I wrote. The date, the 12:54 a.m., 17th of the 11th, 2017. Title, Powers of the Past. Genre, fantasy. Theme and premise, magic and dinosaurs, because why the Hades not? Mood, happy with a touch of dark in there. Style, more or less modern. Sliding scale of idealism versus cynicism. It leads more to idealism. If you don't know what this is, check out TV tropes, because that is a good place to get information about tropes like that. The sliding scale of silliness versus seriousness, leaning more to seriousness. Check out TV tropes. And then I wrote down some character details, their hair color, obviously their name, hair color, eye color, birthday, birth sign, personality, and their motif, or dino power. My main character having the Parasaurolophus, and her love interest having the Tyrannosaurus. Then the setting, a kind of alternate world to ours where the ancient creatures like dinosaurs existed alongside dragons and mythical creatures. And then you need a conflict and change. A villain stole the ancient powers of the Plesiosaurus, Griffin, and Sphinx. 3 guardians are chosen to protect the world from the powers of an evil villain who stole the powers of the Plesiosaurus, Griffin, and Sphinx, and that was the plot that I wrote at the end. So, the moral of this story is, to have ideas, you need to be up at nearly 1 in the morning. Jokes. You don't even need to have that much detail. Here's another way of writing a basic plot without going into that much detail. Write a random blurb. I never went anywhere with this next one. I never even started writing it. At least Powers of the Past is a chapter or 2. But here's my random blurb for Evergreen, the World of Dreams. Have you ever had a dream that feels so real you were sure it happened? Kayla has, and when she woke up, she wrote it all down. She would tell these dreams to everyone she met, but the most precious one she kept locked away, and her nightmares she tried to forget. After she was 16, people found it weird that she wrote her dreams down, so she stopped. But one night she had the most terrifying dream ever, and now she faces a new adventure, one that will take her to a place few people see. Evergreen, the World of Dreams. that was about all I had. So, really, a basic plot idea can be as detailed as my Powers of the Past one, or just a random blurb like Evergreen, the World of Dreams. Finally, what if your wellspring of ideas is blocked and you just can't think of anything? Well, here's what works for me. I like to write down song lyrics. Things like that, because that helps my creative process out, and little details about things you like, or if you're just flipping channels and you come across something like, I don't know, Yokai Watch, and maybe you get the idea that one of the yokai is really cool, or the plot idea they used is cool, or just the personality of a character is really nice. Make some notes about it, and you never know what might come from that. Even if you're just reading a fanfiction and you get an idea, you never know. My idea for the story I wrote when I was in Year 5, The Magic Cards, came from the fact that since A New Boy started in Year 4, many card games, mainly Pokemon, have become popular. Did I have any idea that The Magic Cards at its core was highly similar to Yu-Gi-Oh, which I hadn't even watched before? No. Did I care when I found out? A little. But the idea, which is still dancing around in my head as a future children's book series, well, not young children, but children, has developed so much over the years, it's been there, that if I were to write it now, it would have elements that Yu-Gi-Oh has, but it would still be its own story, standing on its own. Ultimately, the main thing is that no matter what, your first draft, even your basic idea that you write down, is going to seem sucky to you. That doesn't mean it is. It won't have a fleshed out story or characters yet, and that's fine because you still have the ability and creativity as a writer to transform that idea into something grand. Just don't go copying something that already exists on purpose. If you happen to have a similar idea, that's fine. Just do your best to make it your own. And that's about it for this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Actually, what's the point of that subscribe button anyway? When the only way you can actually get notifications is if you hit the bell as well. The subscribe button gets all the glory while the bell does all the work. Don't worry, little notification bell. I appreciate you. So like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get notified when I release a new video. Hope you enjoy. Leave a comment below and I'll see you soon. Yours, Momo. I mean, seriously, it's so cold, but it doesn't even snow. That's like the only benefit of winter.